Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vine Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing the end of Snowfall as we talk about season 6, episode 7, the Boys to Men episode. I felt like, we went to the funeral. I was like, that's how I was feeling. But how did you feel about that? Where are we going with this? Chris, what's going on with your background? What you got going on?
Oh, no, it's just a celebration of, well, not really a celebration, but the announcement of the spinoff, Snowfall spinoff. So, I don't know if y'all already heard, but so I guess right about Wanda, I guess taking over the
Shelter.
actual shelter and whatnot. But apparently she's going to be the spinoff of Snowfall. This one taking place in the 90s, and she's not really starring in it, but it's going to be more focused on LA in the 90s dealing with the Crips and Bloods and that whole thing. You know what I mean? With her being in it, like I guess she's going to be kind of mentoring some of the folks during like this huge war that's supposed to be breaking out in LA. So that's why I kind of put that out, because they just announced it a couple of days ago. So obviously we had some Crips and Bloods in the show, but they don't, Man Blood, other than Man Boy, and I guess technically Leon's a former Crip, I guess technically speaking. We didn't really get too much of that stuff. So that's all that is, just more of just announcement, spinoff stuff. So which is cool. We get more Snowfall. Awesome. So.
And this is spoiler. That means we know she makes it out to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Of Leon's story, who's not making it out.
But let's be real with this episode. with the episode with her talking to Sissy and her saying like I want you to take over. We kind of can figure at that point, okay, she's going to make it. You know what I mean? I felt, because I already kind of felt that she was going to make it anyway. It was just more of like, is she going to make it being like her regular self or her old self? I'm
about to say, you thought she was going to end up a crackhead. That's
what. Oh yeah. No. But I didn't see her dying though. There was only going to be option one or option 1 or 2. It's just first option just being her getting back on the crack, especially if Leon dies.
When?
Oh yeah. Or she just she's just free and she's able to do her own thing and having the shelter. And the moment that Sissy said you should take over the shelter, I was like, never mind. There's your answer. So whether Leon lives or dies, looks like she's going to be all right. And then the announcement came about the spinoff, and I was like, oh shit. And they didn't give any details as far as too much about what Wanda's going to be doing, other than her kind of dealing with the stuff in the landscape of LA during the huge war that's broke out in Los Angeles, in the 90s. So, yeah.
Single mother, she will be pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's classic.
As well, I'm gonna tell you this: Louis, I think is going to be pregnant. I think they're going to write in her real life pregnancy, that Angela's real life pregnancy somehow in it. It's going to be Jerome lives on through a baby.
All right, I hear.
I don't know. That's just a lot of pregnant people, though. So maybe not.
Yeah. She got kicked some a few times. Also, she probably did as fuck, actually. But if she somehow lives, I can see her baby. That's a lot of babies. That's a lot of babies.
That is a lot of babies. Right.
Because BB got her baby. That's a lot of babies. You can't have everybody having babies. But I do hear you. What did you think, real quick? What do you think of Sissy's? What does it mean for Sissy that she's already like, I want you to take over this shit? Like, what does that mean for her?
I feel like for her mentally, for the album, I think she's just going to go away. You know what I mean? But I think for her at that moment, I think she just realized, you know what, like, what's the point of everything? You know what I mean? She tried to do the best she could do. I mean, we saw her in the first season and how she hated her job, because her job, essentially, is the way she put it, was her job was basically kicking out Black folks who couldn't afford housing. You know what I mean? And she was doing it under the white man. So from the very jump, she felt like the stuff going on in her community was horrible. But then she thought she could maybe help the community out when she had the shelter. You know what I mean? And then everything happened with her husband. And then she saw how her son kind of fell from grace, in the sense of him being this really smart kid to all of a sudden this big drug kingpin. And then now she just lost her brother. You know what I mean? I think she's just like, you know what? I'm done with all of this. You know what I mean? I don't know what happens to her. I think she's just going to probably just maybe drive. If I was her, I would just probably drive to a different state, whatever, take the money I got, and just like have a small little house or a trailer or whatever, and just live my life like that. And I think that's it. I think that's how she kind of looks at it. She just everything in this area of LA, her neighborhood, is nothing but horrible memories, and she sees that nothing will ever change. And yeah, so I feel for her, actually. I feel for her. So
Yeah, it was a good performance. Kim, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, I felt bad for Sissy this episode because she's lost everything, including her child. Her child's gone. So I felt terrible. And I understand her need to just get away from all of it. The place, excuse me, it's no longer her home. So she's gonna get away. Louis, on the other hand, I still think that she doesn't see the full picture. And she did lose her husband. She lost a baby, because remember when she got shot, she was pregnant. So she lost a baby. So I understand what she was trying to say, but basically, because she was basically telling Sissy, you still got Franklin, but not really looking at the fact that Sissy does not have Franklin anymore. Franklin is either going to die or is going to jail. But the Franklin that Sissy knows is gone, right? So I felt like Louis was still on the revenge tip, right? Like I'm still in this. And it's like, bitch, we need to just let this go. You need to move too. Your husband was practically begging you to get out of this shit. Because he saw the writing on the wall. He knew this was gonna happen, and she's still, on this revenge thing. So next episode to me is not even realistic. The fact that she seems to be working with Franklin. So anyway, but yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good. It showed a lot of emotion. I am so happy Wanda's gonna make it. And I'm glad that she told Leon the truth. Like you're not seeing the whole picture here. Like she can see it. She was the one that was in it. She was a drug addict because of what he was selling, right? She doesn't want that life anymore. And she was able to tell him that, but still show him that she loved him, right? So at any moment he can come to her. She's not leaving him. So I thought that was really well acted. I thought that was really nice. The young lady, I think her name is Gail Bean. She did a really good job. With Sissy, she did a good job. And then she did a great job with Leon. I thought that was, she's the MVP of this, I think. Other people say Louis. No, thank you. Anyway, yeah.
You don't like her performance? You didn't like Louis' performance?
I liked her performance. I just didn't like...
You don't
like the character.
I didn't like what the character was saying, but Louis' performance was good. Yes, the actress. It's just what she was saying was she's still on the tip of revenge and still, trying to get this keep this going, right? Just like what's his name? Not Terry. What is his name? Teddy. Oh my God. His wife was like, let this shit, wife, whatever the fuck she is, let this go. Give them the money back so that this nigga's like, no. I'm like,
his girlfriend was like that too. His girlfriend was like, I can go somewhere else. I'm like, ooh, get rid of her. She sounds psychotic. Yeah. Like, you ain't gonna give me the money? You ain't gonna give me the money? I go elsewhere.
Yo,
Teddy.
The power of the draws, bro.
Thank you. I was about to say the power of the pussy. The power of the pussy. That is so strong. And Teddy is not immune to that.
Right.
Nope. Not immune.
CIA trained case officer was like, right.
I know, right? But then all of a sudden he's like, either 77 million or this. It's like,
he was like,
and he's like drooling, like, you know what I mean?
Got you.
I got you, babe.
Yeah, right.
When he was talking to Louis, like I own you basically. You sell drugs from. It's like, nigga, enough is enough already, okay? Like you just stop. Like what his wife said, stop it. It is done already. And I hope she does crucify him in the press. I hope she does it because that is his worst fear. He wants to be back in the clutches of the CIA so bad. And he wants this image that he's not going to get. He's going down just like all the drug deals are going down. And he does not see that. So, yeah, other than that, my rant is over.
Well, thank you, Gil. I think mostly the women are making the right decisions. Starting with V's mama. Like, if she was like, I'm out, this is a no-win situation. Yeah. So I like the fact that the women are like, why are we still doing this shit? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not. That's on you, bro. So I thought that was hilarious. Jamani, what did you think of this episode?
Okay, so the conversation that Sissy had with Wanda, that was the conversation that I had brought up like 4 episodes ago, and I was posing to you guys that should have happened. Yes, I own a bunch of buildings. If you want to move out, there are plenty of places where we can put you. That was the conversation I was trying to explain to you guys that could have happened. As far as Katori Hall and P Valley goes, right? I'm like, I know that she is probably very saddened because now one of her thought to be main characters has a show of her own, and that's going to push probably P Valley back even longer. Maybe that's why we saw Uncle Clifford in this episode. Like, man, I got to get my acting roles wherever I can get them right now. As far as like, I love the scene where we see I forgot the Iranian girlfriend's name. Parissa meeting the wife. Like, oh, when did this happen? Oh, when did that baby bump happen? Like, because obviously Teddy doesn't even keep tabs on his ex-wife enough to know that she's knocked up right now.
My problem with that is almost like the writers forgot that we saw him see her with the new man, with the son. So that was the scene where we're supposed to say his family's taken care of, his son is taken care of. Now he can focus on this drug dealing. Now all of a sudden, baby husband is gone, new baby daddy is gone, not even mentioned. And now you're treating the new wife like she just another single mother with 2 kids, and she's like, all you gave me was a son. I'm like, you know where the baby came from because you saw the dude. So this is not a surprise. Like, this doesn't.
No. But he's trying not to also reveal that I've been spying on you. Like, can you imagine? Like, she came with a baby bump. He's like, oh yeah, I knew that. I'd be like, whoa, how? How'd you know I was pregnant?
One, you know where babies come from. I would say he don't.
But I guess my point is, like, he also did, like, and that's the thing too. He also I'm wondering. I'm assuming that he had the same eye view as we did. We only saw her from behind with her husband and her, and their son and whatnot. And maybe he did not see the baby bump. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing of knowing that
she was in a boat too. So she was sitting down, so you could really see it.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing too, though. So it's one thing of like, can you imagine, like, there's a difference between knowing your ex, like, because I had this, right? And that's the thing. Sometimes, it's a weird thing that you think about. You have an ex, whatever. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. She got a new man, or whatever, right? And then all of a sudden, you see, like, they put on social media, like, they got like X-ray pictures, like, fuck. Like, sometimes it does something to you. You know what I mean? You'll be like, yeah, I figured like a man and a woman fucks. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like confirmation. Like everyone knows your parents had to have sex to have you. But the fact that all of a sudden it's realized or whatnot, you're like, wait a minute.
Correct. Okay,
and that's what happened with Teddy. That's what happened. Okay,
well, I'm sorry. What we derailed Jamani's conversation. So Jamani, please finish.
Sorry, Jamani. Go ahead.
We'll get back to this.
Yeah.
But Jamani,
to be continued, y'all.
To be continued, because I'm like, I don't know where Chris is going. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah. So like, I just think that Parissa is like Teddy is totally outmatched and outwitted as far as that goes, because she said, he was like, this is our money. She's like, no, it's not. That's your money. No, but half of it's yours. So you want to give me half of it? And then he's just like totally does not answer that direct question and just like, well, we can go away together. But like, she's like, yeah, I want you to put half of that in my bank account. And I'm like, as far as Franklin waking up in cold sweats and having these night terrors, like full on PTSD and type of stuff, I'm like, yeah, when I see V's face, I'm like, I just feel like I'm a sports commentator doing baseball, and this is like the instant replay in slow motion, and she's just like a home run ball, and she's going, and you just see it going over the wall. It's just like, she's just gone. Like, it's just, when is it gonna go over the fence? Like, every time you see her, it's just like more confirmation that she is checked out even more. And I don't know what exactly is Louis' state of mind. I'm like, she's basically telling Teddy that, you know, he can handle whatever after Jerome is dead. And I'm like, how the hell is Teddy not even know Jerome is dead? Does he not check? He's supposed to check in on everything, know everything, but knows nothing. I'm like,
actually, I thought that was realistic because why would he just magically know like Jerome is dead? That wasn't like, I don't think that was like national, like local news. So and he has his own shit he's dealing with right now. So I actually thought it was realistic for him to be like, oh shit, like he's dead on my bed, like because it would have been weird to me. It's only him and Gustavo. So unless Gustavo is tracking Louis every 5 seconds. Like he wouldn't have known that. So it made a lot more sense that he was oh shit, and he's like, okay, let's see, we need to deal with this. I thought that was actually more
okay, all right, I'll give you that from the way that the episode started off, because the episode started off was like, no, he's not even going to the hospital. It was a direct delivery to the funeral home. I was like, that's some gangster stuff. That's some stuff that you don't usually see on TV. Like, usually is, you know, you get the white sheet and then all. No, he can't have, we don't even want him to have been at that crime scene.
So that's what I'm saying. So maybe local drug dealers get murdered, film at 11, but like Jerome was even therefore officially even identified as one of the victims.
Yeah. So yeah, I did, like that. I'm like, I didn't understand any of that, so to say, we were not clued in on, like how the power book writing is bad, where they tell you stuff that, like with the names and stuff, like, well, if we've known them all our lives.
I got you.
The conversation that Louis had when she's in like the tub and everything, I was like, well, I don't know what all this backstory is. Like, can you give me some of that power book telling the audience stuff? Because
her history of abuse and like being choked out for $20.
Yeah, I was like all of this, like, tell me more.
Well, so to me that was similar to Jerome's scene with Franklin in the restaurant, where it's like you didn't know that he was from Texas. You didn't know that he worked at the Chrysler plant. Like they're telling you who these characters are and how they became who they are, as they're about to go, right? So but I thought that was very tragic to hear all the shit. I mean, you knew that she was a prostitute working for her girlfriend. You knew that, but to hear all the abuse that she took systematically and almost became used to it, like numb to it, to be like, I got paid to get choked out. Like, who is Louis when she's like, I need acceptance. I need to be seen. I need to be like I'm somebody. Because when she told Jerome at the wedding, you would marry me. Like, do you know what I am and who I am? And the fact that you would even marry me after all that makes you someone. Like, but now we know that. But to your point, we didn't hear any of these stories throughout the show. Like, it would have been nice to kind of see this.
So does that make it even more prolific that Franklin saved her?
Yes.
From that.
Yes.
To get to that end scene of this episode.
Yes.
When he's saying what he said, because you can actually say he has gone from saint to Satan throughout the course of the show. So I'm like, to say, yeah, I am the devil.
Like I thought. Well, see, I thought that again. I don't think how Satan he is. I mean, maybe this moment, one, you knew this was gonna happen. He just like, we gotta get this shit moving. Like, I thought he was fucked up that he almost blamed Jerome for his own death. To be like, oh, if he would have stayed with me, like this wouldn't have happened. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, because that's not even true. Like he got out the game. He Frank got the game. Period. So because of V and his whole family. So eventually, Louis and then we're gonna have to step up anyway. But he accepts no responsibility that this somehow was his fault, or that this was actually between him and Louis's fault, that he somehow wants to blame Jerome for any of this shit is fucked up. Like that's what I thought was fucked up.
Yeah,
he's done worse devil-like shit than that moment to be like, hey girl, we got to focus on getting rid of Teddy. Like let's move forward.
But I would say that I understand what he's saying, because it's like, he let Jerome and Louis have the business, right? And it was they would not allow him to, so to say, ride off into the sunset. It was, okay, I just need to get to Teddy. I don't want to have anything to do with your business. I just want that. But you won't even give me that one thing. So now I have to start messing with your business. He, at every point, he was like, can we call it even? Can we call it even? Can we call it even? And they were like, no, we're going to retaliate back.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, he did rob them, and also Teddy is their business. Like if he kills Teddy, then Louis and Jerome have no business. So that's not a small thing. It's not like they had another connect lined up. So I mean, which I don't know why the Colombians ain't running around like they used to, like they are in every other.
They
show.
were running around trying to get another connect. Remember?
Not to the level quality of Teddy. I'm saying right now, Teddy is it.
I know that they got to Teddy, but before they could make the side deal with Teddy, they were running around trying to get a lower price than Franklin was giving them. That's why they ended up going around Franklin to get to
cut the middleman. Yeah. I don't know, but anyway, at this point, I guess everybody agrees somehow that Teddy's the enemy. I guess, and something has to be dealt with.
And I'm like, Franklin, you see, like in the previews, Franklin is all like bound up, and they deliver him, and I'm like, this is so like Breaking Bad-esque, like the way that the final season happens. It's like instead of Uncle Jerome, it's Hank who died in Breaking Bad. It's like very like certain things have been juxtaposed, but it's kind of very mirror-esque of what happens in Breaking Bad. It's all about a large sum of money being taken, and I want my money back.
Yeah, I mean, it's they kind of set the blueprint. But we'll see. Real quick, Kim, anything else?
No, I mean, actually, I forgot about that scene with the sister. I thought that was really well acted between those two women. I thought that giving us more about Louis' background, I understand. I kind of understood why she was the way she was anyway, because I knew she was a prostitute and she had been abused by men, and so I understand her plight. I just don't agree with her plight. When a man who loves you as much as Jerome loved her, and he says, we're done, we should be enjoying our money, we need to move on. I feel like because you were so shocked and surprised that this man loved you enough to marry you, you should follow him and be like, okay, you know what? I'm throwing my hands up. I found the man of my dreams. He's fine. You know, this man really loves me. He's here to take care of me. Let me go. But because she has this driving ego, you know, she needs to be respected by these men. You know, she just couldn't do it. But I like that they showed us that she was really young when the abuse started, like in high school, like young, right? And naive, right? Because I mean, who allows someone to choke you out until you almost pass out for $20? How poor are you to do that to yourself, right? So I that part was really good, and I forgot about that part. That was a really well acted part. So yeah.
Stacey, what are your thoughts?
I wouldn't mind a Louis origin story. Louis, I don't know. I know everybody hates her, but I like her. But I did.
When you said that, his face turned so fast when you said, she's like, who likes her?
Oh no, I mean,
it was like a dog hearing their name. Like, what? What you say?
What you say? So what's up, Stacey? Well, I like her too.
Right. Like, I agree she should have left. And I thought, like, maybe last season or season before they were supposed to quit, but it was Teddy's fault that they were still in the game or something. Am I remembering that correctly?
Teddy don't make anybody do it. I don't know, but we got to go back and find that scene. We got to go back and find that scene because she could have quit tonight, but she ain't. I mean, when you say, like, you're my employee, you work for me, she could be like, fuck you, I quit. Now, before she does that, she takes all her money out the bank, learns something from Franklin Saints. Don't do that while you still got money in the bank where he can get to your money, right? Cash all that shit out, give him the middle finger, and move to Texas or some shit, like, and be gone. Like, that's what you do. Babe, your thoughts. Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, she could have left, right? But you know, she had her reasons. I think it's funny, like, especially with Franklin, he's like all sad over Unc being dead, but you were just trying to murder each other like 2 episodes ago. Now it's like, oh, it should have never went this far. Oh, like it's you knew this. Your mother told you this, did she not? Like,
Yeah.
it's just irritating. So rest in peace, Unc.
I thought it was a beautiful funeral. I thought it was well put together. We did not get Peaches and his HIV. We thought that was going to be a thing. That didn't happen.
And we got
didn't get a drive-by either.
Oh, we didn't get a drive-by either. What's up, Chris?
No, I was saying we did get Dion kind of propping up, somewhat talking to Leon, and I was like, are they about to start something? Dion was just like, you got him, and I was like, but I'm not 100% convinced that he's still over what happened to him.
I don't either. Me either. Like that's Dion's gonna kill Leon. Like that's where that's going. I feel.
Yeah. And they played Enya. You can never go wrong with Enya.
I was like, oh yeah, it was.
What was that scene when Scully was gonna walk up to Jerome's casket?
Yeah.
And what was that about? Like,
because I think because he's a blood, and they're Crips, technically speaking. I think maybe that's what it is. Because
they seriously said, who is this dude? Not why is he coming up here? Like they're actually acting like I don't know who the fuck you are and why are you up here? But I'm like, that doesn't. You think he's more well known? I mean, they should have known who he was. Like that would also.
I guess Scully knows them, and but.
It did. Also, he got shot. What happened to him being shot? Like he's doing pretty. He don't got the arm sling. He ain't got shit. I'm like, you had a bullet in you, sir. Like we saw that. Like you were bleeding. I'm like, I don't understand. I understand that Louis loves her husband. I get that, but I thought they went too far. Like they were doing too much with the whole like, I can't live without him. Lord, take me now. I'm like, you could have left. This man said, we are done. Yeah. Let's go to Jamaica. And she said, hold up. I still got some shit to do. So that's not that she was doing too much. They were doing too much with it. I was upset. I was like, you love this man this much, you would have been on that plane immediately.
That's my whole point. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, that was too much. Yeah. It was too much. Like Sissy took it much better and more appropriate than I thought. Like Louis should have took it, right?
She expected it. Sissy expected. Unfortunately, she knew that this was probably going to be the outcome for her family. So she prepped. I think she was mentally prepared for this. Louis, for some reason, her being in the midst of this, did not think any of this was going to happen.
But she actually, I mean, this is why I'm going. Louis did put this at this point, Jerome in this situation at this point. Like, I'm like, because they could have been out. They could have been out. They could have been, there was no reason.
Yeah, that's why I was saying last week on me. I know a lot of people were trying to hit me for saying that like Louis putting all the blame on Franklin. I'm just like, but some of that fault should have been on her. In the sense, like you had an option. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's
right. I mean,
that's the guy, it's fine. Like Franklin was the guy who gave you the gun, but you're the one that pulled the trigger.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You had now. Your man said, let's go. You had now. And I think that was the important part of that scene, to be like, this could not have happened. This could have been avoided, but ultimately this is where we ended up.
I think you guys are going too far back. I think it's just about the junkyard, right? Is more or less to the point that you brought up earlier. Like she's accustomed to what was about to happen to her. It was like she might have been out of it for a while, but it happening to her, she has a familiarity with it. So she could have gone through it and have been like, all right, I'm gonna kill those guys afterwards, or it wouldn't have been something that she hadn't experienced, so to say, before, right? But Jerome coming to save her, as Jerome has been the savior in her life before, is like, Jerome is not going to be around to ever save me again. Like, I think that was the thing that she is experiencing the most loss about, is like that she is now on her own, that this can happen to her in the future, and there's no one that will ever come to save her like that happened that time.
I disagree.
I think it was more that her husband
is gone.
This man that loves her is dead. Not really that he's coming to save her.
Yes, but I'm saying that is never gonna see him again. He represents for her. He represents, as her husband, is the man in her life that is going to always stand up, stand in front of her, protect her, all of that. She doesn't have that anymore in her life.
But she pretty much almost did when even Leon was saying, "Hey, you want me to stay?" But no,
Yeah.
she has options of someone protecting her. I don't think that was the primary role of what she was looking for.
Yeah, I think
I don't think
it's
Leon
for-
is about to lay his life down on the line for her, though.
No. But I guess my point. No. But so what David's saying, she freaking loved Jerome. Like, you know what I mean? Like yes. And the bonus of loving Jerome was that Jerome was going to protect you. To your point, but to her, it was just more of like, yo, I was a freaking prostitute. I was like, I had nothing, and this man brought me out of it, and like now I have all this, and he stood by my side no matter what. Yeah. That's how she was looking at it.
Yeah,
everything else was more
enough
secondary.
to marry me. I mean, as much low self-esteem as she had, she didn't have any real dignity about herself. She felt right, and this man was like, "I'm gonna marry you because I love you. Everything about you, period." And that person is gone forever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I understand that. I'm saying like if he had died in any other situation and it wasn't directly him coming to save her, I think she would have taken it a lot better than what you see in episode 7.
So I'm saying to your point though, to feel like she feels some responsibility because he died saving me. That's a whole other thing.
And I think like the first part what Jemani was saying is that she blames Franklin because Franklin brought Jerome to that place to save her. She was willing to go through whatever she had to go through in that situation, even dying. But the fact that Franklin brought Jerome there and he was there to save her, that's where she's pissed off. Because he didn't have to tell Jerome.
Is that what there was?
He could have just let her go through whatever she had to go through.
I
disagree.
I
think that's what she feels. That's what she's.
That's what you think she.
I don't. I can. No, I think so. I think that then that should have been part of the conversation, and that's a fair conversation. Like you brought him here. Like if she would have said that, I guess I would have understood if she was gonna go through that. But that's not. She was looking. Yeah,
because she only asked Franklin. She only asked Franklin, "Why did you come back?" Not why did you bring Jerome back.
Well, also true.
She said, "Why did you come back for me?" You know what I mean? And that, that was just more like
that's true. That would have been the moment to be like, "Why'd you bring Jerome?" Like,
why did you bring Jerome?
Went through this shit. Why'd you bring Jerome? Like that would have been that would, and then that would have been. But she didn't. But
I'll put it to you this way: like, all right, so she doesn't know that Franklin ever dimed her out about the stables because when he made the call, he said, "I caught a big fish" or whatever. He never said Franklin's the one who told me about the stables. So it could have just been, "I've been surveilling you" or anything like that. And he caught her slipping, brought her to the junkyard, right? It's all about they were working together. So he calls him there. She doesn't, nobody knows the secret died that he's the one who actually set that in place for her to actually be in the junkyard. So it's all about what happened after he found out that she was there.
But they've been trying to kill each other at this point. They've been trying to kill each other this whole season. So she knows that Franklin, is the one that's been trying to murder her and Jerome. So
yes, but he doesn't. She doesn't know that he put her in that chair. In that
she does know that was him that snitched her out in the first place. I mean, I hear
she does know that part.
She knows that. So I mean, I hear your point about that particular part, but that's just a symptom of a much bigger problem. Like I mean, the only reason that Kane wanted her in the first place was because of Franklin, and she knows that. She's the one that figured that out actually when they were.
Yeah, she figured it out that he told her about that, but he doesn't know that. Louis doesn't know that Franklin told Kane about the stables. That was the vulnerable point.
I hear you, and I acknowledge that, but that still doesn't matter. The reason Kane wanted to kill her, period, and that's because of Franklin, and she knows that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, but that's like Buckley.
But he wanted to kill the cop, which for whatever reason nothing is going on with that. But he wanted to kill him the most.
True, but then she's never gonna find out that Jerome in fact did try to page Buckley, and therefore and I don't know how much difference that would have made, but I'm saying, that's
no, she will. She's gonna find that out.
What's she gonna do? Check the beeper records? Like
I'm saying she called and she asked Buckley himself. So my question Leon was there.
But he lied to her.
Scully was there when he called Buckley.
Yeah, but he lied. He said she asked him, and he lied and said no. Jerome didn't page me.
Yeah,
Louis
Buckley
knows that's a
said
lie.
that,
No,
but I'm saying
Louis knows that's
Sully
a
was
lie.
there.
He knows it's a lie.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, again, she got bigger fish to fry. I mean, but I mean, perhaps. I mean, that was good. Wait a minute, real quick. That was a good topic. I will use that the next time I murder. Okay, I got to figure out where that came from.
Oh.
Louis needs to put a bullet into Buckley for lying to Jerome for not paging him. Yes, but I don't think Buckley would have been such a hired gun that Jerome would still be alive. Uncle Clifford was
No.
in the previous.
I do, but to that point though, I do think that Louis is going to get revenge on Buckley in the sense of.
Well, she's gonna kill him.
Yeah, like Dave, you're right. She has bigger fish to fry, but right now she's all about revenge. Right now, you know what I mean? Like I think even when she told Teddy, she's like, "Look, let me greet my man tomorrow. Leave me alone right now, and I give you like no." But she will be going on the warpath, and I think it will all start with just Buckley. They're like, let's start from the bottom. Let's get this nigga that should have showed up in the first place. You know.
All right. Yeah. I would say, I don't know, I would be kind of weird, but if Buckley tries to push up on her now and then she murders them, then I think that would be something. Like I could kind of see that because now that Jerome's gone, he's like, hey babe, you need somebody, and she just.
That's right. I forgot that he kept trying to put the moves on her.
Oh yeah, and that's another reason why Jerome was like, we don't need this motherfucker around because he's always trying to fuck my wife. Also, but then anyway, why didn't Teddy show up to the funeral and kill Franklin then? He had to know he was going to the funeral. And she said, I'm burying my husband tomorrow. It's a pretty good chance that Franklin was going to show up. Like that should have been a scene that he at least made an effort.
Yeah, but there's other people that's gonna be there with guns too, right? So he's taking a risk doing that.
He can.
I was gonna say to Kim's point, not to like he wouldn't kill him. However, he would be probably like all the way in the back, like with binoculars.
Yeah, like show his face.
And then like probably like follow him. So he wouldn't shoot.
But be like that should have been part of the scene to be like he ain't stupid to be like, you know what, we surveil it, we figure out that Franklin, that's the moment he's probably going to be, and then follow him back to the lair to his like hideout house or something. Like that would have been realistic for Teddy. Like Teddy would be smart enough in any other scene or
well technically speaking, he just found out about the funeral the day before when Louis told him, but it's not like Louis gave him an address either, and it's not like this is online. You know what I mean? Like so I guess the question would be like, is like, who would he ask for the address of the funeral home?
Well, he's following all of them. He has people following them.
Well, he should. What we say he should. Like Gustavo went to the funeral, so he could be like, let's. Gustavo should be under surveillance anyway, because he knows the Cuban knows about him, so he should be having under complete surveillance. Also, DEA should have him under surveillance because that's their snitch, and somehow neither one of those things is happening.
Yeah, because I'm like, how did he end up inside of Gustavo's house without Teddy knowing about that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like. DEA does not know that Gustavo is talking to the Cubans or to fucking Teddy or to Franklin and the Cuban. They don't know that, which doesn't make any sense. And the fucking Teddy was already suspicious of Gustavo, so he should have somebody else on him, right? Like tracking all that down. So that doesn't make any sense. Like it's a lot of plot holes they're just doing to try to keep the suspense going of where people are at. But Teddy should not have had that meeting with Louis. That's what I'm saying. Because then it makes sense that he didn't know Jerome was dead. He didn't know the funeral happened. And then they meet up next episode. That would have been better. But for Teddy to have all that upfront information, his whole mission in life would have been figuring out where that funeral was and waiting for Franklin to show up. Like if right now all he wants to do is kill him, I thought. Or
he could have just said, Gustavo, I need you to find out, get in contact with Franklin and tell me where that funeral is at.
Also, why didn't Franklin give up Buckley to Kane? Because Buckley had the strap on Franklin, and Louis said, out of respect for Jerome, I won't kill you. That's true. Franklin Saints could have given up Buckley to Kane. It would have been easier, yeah. At Stacy, I'm Team Louis also. DeMarcus. Peaches wasn't there, but Uncle Clifford was. So as Chris pointed out, and crew, Uncle Clifford as a character was there in season 1. So this is not the first time we've seen Uncle Clifford, but he didn't have any lines. Also, the brother from Power Book 4 was in this episode. He also didn't have any lines. but he was married to the sister or cousin, whatever, in Arkansas. So we had a couple of stars actors in this episode that for some reason didn't say a damn thing. They were just here. But I was like, because I was like, is that? Oh shit, that is Uncle Clifford. Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Okay, so real quick, right?
What's up?
When I found out about the sequel to Snowfall, right? I was thinking
It's
that
gonna be a whole universe.
I was thinking that with the guy from Arkansas coming in this episode, I was like, okay, I can kind of picture how it was gonna roll out. I was like, back to the theory I had before about, I was like, why don't they have it be the 90s and it's set like right before the 92 election, and you have Clinton as the governor, drugs are coming in, but he's busy worried about, Jennifer Page and sex scandals and whatever, to worry about crime and drugs. He's too busy trying to become president, and all the drugs are coming in and all that. I was thinking the prequel would be more or less, this is the new hub we have set up and what's going on there. And, we might flash back to LA every once in a while or something like that. But yeah, I was thinking that
Arkansas.
Yeah, because I'm like, think about it. Snowfall Part 1 is in California. Who's the president right now? Reagan, right? Reagan used to be the governor of California.
Okay, I hear you. All right, but then Bush becomes president after that. But
I'm saying we're skipping over those years. We're going.
You're skipping over Bush and going straight to fucking. He's governor right now. So even to your story, he's governor right now. So that still works. I mean, you know what I'm saying. So that they could have done that. Hey guys, I do believe that Louis and Franklin are responsible for Jerome's death. They are in their own way. Franklin needs to go ahead and kill Louis. For some reason, I think Sissy might kill her. I thought that was gonna happen. I think Louis is definitely gonna die next episode. I think that's her. Like, this is her. They give her background this episode. To next episode is gonna be her big finale, and she's dead one way or the other. Whether it's Teddy or whether it's Franklin or whatever, but she ain't making it. Because her whole I'm willing to die now, type of shit. Like, I think there's a reason why they're showing she has nothing left. So this question: does she die trying to kill Franklin, or does she die trying to kill Teddy?
I think it's Franklin, because I think they showed where she's punching Franklin in the face. I think they have this plan or something.
Yeah, that's
and I think that's suspicious, right? I think that maybe they made up this plan, but I think Louis is gonna flip on Franklin, right? And she's gonna fuck up the plan, and she's gonna go after Franklin, and she's gonna die because she did.
All right. Because remember, Gustavo and Franklin said, Teddy has to feel like this is real. He can.
Yes.
He can
That's why she was punching him in the face.
Right. That all makes it up. Right. But it's now I got you and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Parissa and Julia. I thought it was hilarious that Parissa tries to establish her woman dominance in this situation. She was like, "Hey, Julia, I'm fucking your man now." And Julia was like, "What? Y'all hooked up?" She made no mention of the husband, of Parissa's husband, because she had one who was the asset. But I love how Parissa was like, "I'm still here. I'm getting this dick now." And I'm like, what is happening? Why is any of this happening? The scene was unnecessary. We already know
that's just women stuff, and it was unnecessary.
Yeah, just we did
not even women stuff. That was Priya stuff. Because the other girl wasn't even really bothered. She was like, "Oh, y'all think again or something?" You know what I mean?
Nah,
no.
The
ex-wife was just.
No, Julia clocked it, because that's why she was like, "Could you give me and my baby daddy some time alone?" And he was like, "I know, she knows everything." She was like, "All right, then, well, fuck y'all." She knew that was. It was a little bit. It was more Parissa though, but it was catty.
Well, yeah, but I think, to be honest though, I mean, she wanted it to be private because it was basically she essentially was going to threaten Teddy. You know what I mean? Basically say look.
Did y'all get the sense that he might kill her? Did y'all get the sense that he might kill her?
Teddy might kill his ex-wife, you mean?
No, I didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
No. I feel like out of all the people, I don't think that he'll kill her.
That's his weakness. His weakness is her and his son. Right?
Yes.
Well,
no, I think Parissa is more of a weakness than Julia.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he's like,
I don't know.
I don't think he'll kill her. I don't think he'll kill her. If he thinks that she's going to expose his operation, though, I think
Thank you.
Then that's the only thing. If it's
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's on the table because she did threaten him. Like, I don't know what public execution means. I mean, it could be the exposing of the thing.
That means tell the press what happened.
But they already tried that with the daddy, which I guess we'll never get back to that to confirm that he's actually dead or not. But
she actually worked for the CIA, so this is a lot more credible. And I'll put it to you this way. I put my money on Teddy catching it before Louis because they actually pushed the button on Teddy this episode where you see the guys talking and say, well, Teddy wasn't a bleeding heart and all this stuff. And they were like, well, he's too much. He's exposed us too much. You need to cut the cord.
You got to fill the cracks. I was like, get it? Crack. I do. So I think we all agree that Teddy ain't gonna make it. It will be the CIA that murders him one way or the other. So,
but it'll be like the second last episode, though.
Yeah. Well, we're almost there actually. So I guess this is what I'm gonna say. I don't think they're gonna do the Iran Contra thing. I'm kind of disappointed because that actually is history. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be interesting how they're gonna expose this thing. He goes the distance. Julia is now in charge of the operation. She kills fucking Teddy and pins this whole thing on him and be like, that was just a crazy CIA dude, but now he died because he's a drug dealer, and then so on, so be it. And that's how you go. And then maybe she gives the money to Franklin, and Franklin lives. Like maybe he gets to ride off into sunset with his $73 million and V and his baby that we haven't seen.
Or American propaganda where the Russian kills Teddy and then, plants all of the, everything and then exposes it. Like he gets the accounts and everything and just, I'm just going to expose everything now because there's nobody else left to tell the tale. So I can just let everything just be out. So
it could be. I don't know. I mean, I think we all agree Teddy's not going to make it. Like Teddy ain't going to make it. Louis ain't going to make it. Franklin not going to make it.
Not going to make it.
DeMarcus said, I wouldn't be surprised if Parissa do something to Julia to prevent her from exposing Teddy because Parissa is thirsty for Teddy money.
I can see that because she's crazy as fuck. I mean, let's remember, she was like playing with his wounds and shit. Also, she's like, I get bored. I have nothing to do. You're a doctor. Like you had a job. Like she makes it seem like she's some kind of kept housewife and shit who just likes to play around with drug stuff. I'm like, you got a whole degree and shit. Like, did y'all forget that? Like, why is she not out there starting her own hospital or some shit?
Do you think I know you think the CIA is going to kill Teddy, but is there a slither of you thinking that Priya is going to kill him, or no? You don't think that, David?
What? To what end? Like.
For the money, I don't know, but that's too cheap. I guess that's too easy. That's too easy.
I mean, she would have seriously. We could go that route, but I mean, it would have to be like some really crazy shit. Like she was working for the Iranians, and like somehow like they knew like what happened back in Tehran or some shit. I mean, what did she get out of it? How did she get away with it? I mean, I can see it, but we need a story to get us there. Right. Like, and what is she gonna do after that?
That's what I was saying with maybe like with the Russian. Maybe the Russian gets to her the same. Remember, Teddy went to the guy was Ruben, right? And it mentioned his lover. So maybe that guy has finally found Teddy's lover and puts the screws directly to her and in some sort of way that she has to, that she feels threatened enough to cooperate.
That would be something. If Ruben somehow gets to come up on Teddy in his situation, that
I'm like, she has a whole history we know nothing about, so he can say almost anything about her past and say, yeah, we can bring this out, and she'll just comply, and it'll just be easy storyline tied up.
Well, again, we got her backstory. Her husband was working for Teddy in Tehran. He got killed. He got her transferred to LA as a parting gift or whatever. And then she was a doctor. She was a doctor, but she had to be a nurse for some shit. And she crazy. And then he met with her like later on. So
yeah, that's her husband's story. I'm saying her actual story, like what she might have actually done in Iran or anything like that. Like,
I mean, possible. That was a quick funeral prep for Jerome. Yeah. How many days has passed since he's died at the funeral? I was asking that question too. Because I'm like, it's a show. You know what I'm saying? They got to move.
But some people get buried within 3 days. I mean, it all depends.
Yeah.
You can't be married within 3 days.
So, I mean, and again, Franklin.
I mean, not married. I mean, buried. buried.
He'll be buried 3. But again, if Franklin is paying for everything and he's working with the funeral home, like hush, hush, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like we just gotta get this person in the ground, like in a fast way. So I don't know because she still had the bruises. I mean, Louis still looked like very disheveled, you know, and I was like, and I thought that was pretty bad. What else we got? So is Sissy gonna die?
No, I think Sissy will get away.
Yeah, she'll just go elsewhere.
Yeah, I think Sissy will get away. Out of everybody, I think she'll be the only one that gets away. I think Leon's gonna die.
Is Veronique's mama coming back to get her grandchild and whatever?
She's a wild card. I have no idea about her.
I don't know. I got the question, David. Has any of your panel's predictions come true yet? I think so. Yeah. Stacey has a head nod. Jamani had a few things come true. I feel like our biggest thing was like I really thought B was going to be undercover agent trying to steal all the damn money, and then like that didn't happen. Like she's actually sticking around, but maybe
no. Well, she's leaving next episode. He told her to go.
That's right. See,
she's leaving the country. Yeah.
See, Mama was right. Now he like, no, baby, you got to go. It's getting too wild out here.
Wait, what if what's the name, Cassandra? What if she's the one who puts everything out on Front Street about Iran Contra or everything like that? Because she knows a lot. She's seen a lot of paperwork and bank financials and stuff like that. She can put a lot of stuff out.
She works with Teddy. She contacts CIA somehow. She's the one that helps Teddy and CIA take down Franklin finally. Like, and then maybe to put all that together. So and to save her daughter and grandchild. Like she's like, hey, if I help you get to Franklin, then all this will be done. And then,
like say for instance, like Franklin gets away and he's on an island somewhere, and then they do like one of those like Bin Laden air raids or whatever. But like, yeah, you can go in and kill specifically Franklin, but you got to make sure that Veronique and the baby are safe. You bring them out safe.
Just sending in SEAL Team 6.
Yeah,
like just for Franklin's sake. Like, oh shit. They kill him and throw his body in the ocean before he gets back to America. Wow. I mean, what's up, Chris? I like that.
No. Finish your point. I was going to bring up something else that happened in this episode. I was like, wait a minute, what?
So real quick. What war is Leon preparing for? Because if this was Franklin versus Louis, and now that's not happening because Louis is in her state and Franklin ain't trying to kill Louis, what is Leon preparing for? He's like, we gotta
Dion.
So I thought that, right? So I'm like, but we're not. And then, but even as Leon was dropping off Louis, he said, I can stay. And then she asked, well, isn't the war over? Like, and he didn't answer. He said, I can come inside. Like, he's still thinking that Franklin may still be trying to kill her. Like it was still.
No, I think that was like the whole, like if you ever watched the movie Juice at the very end, where it's like, you got the juice. He's like, nah, I wouldn't, like, never. Like I think that was like kind of a nod to like the war's over, right? And he's like, the war is never over. You see what I'm saying? I think that's what that was. That's how I took it. When he said, when he just didn't answer, that no answer was like, there's always going to be something that creates a war, especially where we live. You know,
remember there was still some guys that went out to the store, so you never know who's left out there who doesn't know that the war is over.
So I thought we agreed that the one guy who went to the store before Franklin them showed up was actually part of it. Like the reason why he left was because he helped them like get Franklin to crew in. I know the guy you're talking about because he's like, do you want to go? And the other guy was, nah, I'm ready to go.
No, I think he was like, yeah, I don't think that we're gonna lose. We're gonna be the losing end on this fight. So I'm just gonna go to the store. So I'm not in this and one of the people that died. But I was just using that as a metaphor to just more or less say that there are always people who aren't there that are part of the crew that don't know that the war is, so to say, over, and will still carry it on and will still be like, oh, we're still against them. So let's go and make a move now. Because you know what I mean?
All right.
Also, speaking of ending the war, I love the moment between Scully and Louis, yeah, with the whole, like, she said, like, how do you do it? Like, how are you not like have hate in your heart? And I love what he said. However, the problem is like, it's like, how do you not have hate in your heart? How do you come out with peace? He's like, they won't let me or whatever. And I'm thinking, your girl would. Let's remember how
That's
your
a
girl
good
went
point.
out.
That's a
So
good point.
I was thinking, like, I love what you're saying, but
Doesn't
that,
make a lot
like
of sense.
only your daughter maybe. But your girl's probably pissed right now. Like, so motherfucker, do something. Avenge me, bitch. Like, avenge me. Get all kinds of hate in your heart. Get all kinds of hate.
They should bring
Like,
her back just to play that role, just to have him like fighting with her. She's
Yeah.
like, "Yo, bitch ass needs
like,
to
get out my head.
I was like, stop it, girl. I said I wouldn't do it. I said
Yeah, that was a great moment, but
it doesn't
but
make
the
sense.
problem was it was a little bit of a hypocrisy thing that he
based
said.
on the character. Based on the character.
Yeah.
Now you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It was weird seeing Uncle Clifford in this episode now that he's now playing in P Valley. Is Uncle Clifford moving weight for Franklin and Chuckalisa? That would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And like I need him to be like, hey, I'm gonna start I got this operation going on and Chuckalisa. Maybe we can work together. I was like, maybe that's how I got P Valley established. Hilarious. I was like, but I don't know. I think Louis will try to kill Franklin, but we'll set him up with Teddy to do it. I mean, all this is gonna get worked out next episode. I mean, so we just gotta see how it goes. But yeah, Louis is not walking out of this. Like she I'm very impressed with the pacing of this season because again, in every other show we watch, half the cast would have been dead by now. Like, I mean, just the way they do it. So like the fact that they're pacing this stuff out. So it's Jerome. Jerome died last episode, right? So we're saying Louis dies next episode. When is Leon going? Well, is that episode 9? I guess.
And even
I don't even think you're going to see that many people die as you think. I'm like, we have 3 hours of TV left, and I'm like, I really don't think with the way that they've been pacing it, I think we might start seeing a lot of deaths in the last episode or maybe the last 2 episodes. I don't think you're going to really see any significant deaths even in next episode.
I don't know if this is the type of show where you're just going to see a whole bunch of deaths in like 1 episode. You know what I mean? Like 2 maybe. Like just like we had both Jerome and Kane die. You know what I mean? But this isn't the type of show that'll just kill every single one of them. Now, to your point though, they might like end it like kind of similar. Like, okay, these guys are dead. These people are going to jail. These people are running off, or these people maybe just got kidnapped and what their whereabouts are unknown. Like, I think that's where they're probably going to go with it. Like, you know, we might get a couple people that even probably get kidnapped, and we just assume that maybe they're dead. Maybe, you know what I mean? Kind of, you know. So, like, you know, that's just too cheap. I feel, and this show has not. If there's, I don't praise a lot of shows like this, but I will say, as far as
they're not on HBO.
I was not going to bring up the networks. I was just going to bring up the good writing, sir. But no, they're not on HBO. But they're also not on Showtime either. So that's a benefit. They also benefit. Right. No. So I don't know we're going to just get a whole bunch of deaths on 1 episode. I don't think so. Because if you think about it, but besides Jerome, the last major death we had was like episodes way before that. Oh no, I guess Javi was like the last major death we had. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's been paced out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did a good job of kind of pacing that stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I think about Breaking Bad or whatever, like I was saying before, you had Hank who died, and then there was like 2 episodes and nothing happened, nobody died. And then, well, I guess, you know, Jesse's girlfriend, but nobody really, that was a minor death.
That was a season before that though. That was like 1 or 2 seasons before that.
What? No,
that wasn't the same season when his girlfriend died.
That was the same season because I was in.
That was not the same season, dude. Trust me. I watched. Okay,
I'm saying.
I watched Breaking Bad.
Wait.
4 times.
Wait. He was locked up with the Aryans when they killed him, right?
Right.
When they killed his girlfriend, that was after Hank died. So that was the last season.
No. Jesse's girlfriend. You're talking about Kristen Ritter, right?
Kristen
Ritter.
No. I'm
Jessica
talking
Jones?
about the Mexican girl.
Oh, that wasn't okay.
The girl from Snowfall. That's what I was talking about. So I'm saying that happened, and then the last episode, then you have like Jack and the guy who was in charge of Jesse. They all died in the shootout at the end. So I'm like, and Lydia died as well from the poison. I think it'll be something where we'll have like deaths happen more in the last episode, and like a gun battle or like a sort of say like a big climactic scene in like a movie. Like where it's like an end scene or something like that.
Right.
It's like
well, with secondary characters, like you said, with Breaking Bad, all the characters you just named that was next to that was next to Heisenberg. They were all secondary characters. So to your point, it would be probably like Scully's crew. That's equivalent to that. But that's not on the same. That's like saying it's going to be Leon next to Franklin, and then also next to Louis. And no, and also no. The characters you saw, those white supremacists in Breaking Bad, they were like I even forgot some of their names. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying like they became the
know?
bad guy of the season. That was kind of some of the people's complaint about the show, was that the ultimate bad guy were so new. But I'm saying that they took on the role of the big bad guy, which would be, so to say, like Teddy or or Ruben, or so to say, like right now.
Well, we only got 3 more episodes, so we got to figure out how they.
You said how many more episodes would you say?
3. Yeah.
3.
3 is left?
Yeah.
Is that short of a season, huh? Is that a writer's trade or something?
It's 10 episodes.
Yeah. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is episode. Yeah. So. Yeah,
3.
Shit,
Yo! I didn't even know we were that far in. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm mixing this show up. I should not confuse the show with Power, but holy fuck,
damn.
I did. I'm thinking this is episode 3, and I'm realizing like, no, Power is episode 3. My bad. This is not a disrespect to Snowfall. Me confusing it with Power. It was the episode guide. I was like, huh? Okay, sorry.
Franklin's father's gonna come back the last episode. That would be interesting. The actor who plays Jerome will be directing the next episode. I saw on IMDb. All right.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, nobody died in this episode. Yeah, they focused a lot on Jerome's funeral. Yeah, and again, it was cool. Just way too much Louis crying. We could have did more with that time. I thought. But anyway, let's wrap this shit up. Kim, any final thoughts?
No, not really. We'll see what happens next week. Well, pretty much they showed everything in the preview, so
we believe.
Yeah, I know how they manipulate, but I really feel like Louis is gonna pretend like she's gonna help Franklin, and she's gonna end up dying because she's gonna flip on Franklin.
All right. We will see how that goes. Stacy?
Rest in peace, Leon. I'll say that.
I didn't. Yeah, see, that's Crossroads, bro. But apparently he's gonna be a director now. Jamani?
I'm liking the backstories. I'm like, we need to get some more of these main characters' backstories if we're gonna start rolling them out. And for anybody that has seen Cocaine Cowboys 2, I want that to also be a storyline.
Oh,
sequel.
With the grandmother, the godmother of
where she ended up getting with the black guy in the hood or whatever, and she was
that would be an amazing show with Jamani if they to turn that into a show. Oh my god!
I watched that documentary. I was like, this is a parody. This can't be for real. Like it was that unbelievable when I saw it, and I was like, he wrote her
better than the first Cocaine Cowboys. I think it was better than the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm like, it was so unbelievable. I'm like, that has to be a TV show.
David, you gotta watch it if you haven't watched it. I'm looking at your face. You have no idea what we're talking about. You gotta watch it, dude.
Where is it at?
Yeah, I saw it. Cocaine Cowboy 2. They had the 1 and 2, and yeah.
Where is it?
It was a long time ago. It was on Netflix. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore now.
Oh. I will.
That's how I watch it. I watch it.
You could probably find it on YouTube, or at least find people, like chopped it up or something on YouTube. Oh, it is. You would not trust me. It is true, but it is the most unbelievable story you've ever heard in your life.
It's like real. It's like Cocaine Bear. You know what I mean? Cocaine Bear was like.
Yeah, it's old too. It came out in 2008.
Oh, see, just like the Tiger. I mean, but Chris, anything else? For the show?
Jesus. Yeah. I'm also kind of waiting to see how this shapes up for the last few episodes. Really happy that they already announced them having a spinoff. I know how much you hate how I bring up network stuff, but like I feel like FX is kind of, at least lately, are kind of lacking on other new content. I mean, I guess they're the ones doing Interview with the Vampire, right? They have Interview with the Vampire.
No, that's AMC.
No, that's
AMC. Sorry, see, I mixed them up already. They have, like, other than American Horror Story.
Yes,
American Horror
Story.
They don't really, FX nowadays don't have much else at the moment. At least I don't think. I think Mayans are done. I don't know if Mayans are doing so.
Last season's coming.
Yeah, the Mayans, so
We have Dave. Dave starts this week.
oh yeah, I forgot about Dave. Yeah, that's all right. That's an all right show. But yeah, I feel like Snowfall. I always thought that there was so much stuff you could do with like Snowfall, not even necessarily even just based out of LA. Obviously, it's going to be LA because it's just that's John Singleton loves to base stuff off of where where he grew up and stuff like that. So I understand that. So the fact that they're even doing like kind of keeping maybe a couple characters the same Snowfall universe, and it's based off a different decade and dealing with the whole how the community was changed in the likes of gangster rap when gangster rap came through, and then when the gang wars came through, and then the everything from music to the AIDS epidemic. I mean, apparently they're going into it with the spinoff. So real early in development. So I'm really happy that FX is realizing that they had a really, really strong hit that John Singleton created, and they're trying to keep it strong, and which I think Singleton would be really proud. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Are we going to do the Jesse Smollett documentary? I only found a half-hour episode. Is that the whole thing? That can't be the whole thing. I didn't see anything longer than that. Did y'all find like a more?
Yeah, I found it.
It wasn't good.
Was it? Would you find out?
I had to turn it off. It was like within like an hour, and then I think it was somebody who actually recorded it and then put it out there.
Oh, okay.
Because you thought it was ended and it faded to black, and then another part of it started, right? And I was like, what? So then it just kept continuing. It's not really telling you anything that you don't actually already know.
Oh.
I mean, it's
not like an
I mean, the guys are
investigation
talking, the two brothers are talking, and their mom it shows how their mom just the way that they were raised with both their parents, and they are not thugs or anything, but they did a thug thing, right? But they're not thugs. They weren't raised to be thugs.
They were just acting. You didn't know that?
Yeah, they're just young and they wanted to break into acting, and
they were Nigerian,
like a college professor, and
Yeah, were they Nigerian or something like that?
Yeah, they're Nigerian. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's really the only thing that you learned, is that they were raised by both their parents, and their parents are professionals, right? So you wouldn't expect your professional children to do what they did, but they did it for fame, right?
Yeah. Well, they got famous. I was like, mission accomplished. I was like, crazy. All right, so yeah, okay. Oh, never mind then. So no, so probably not. Kim says no, and I couldn't even find the damn thing. We are gonna do Yellow Jackets in a minute. Actually, we're gonna do Yellow Jackets. How tasty are your friends? We're gonna get into. And
Delicioso.
And then we shall be discussing Marlon Wayans' comedy special. I do want to do that. So I was like, so we'll talk about God Loves Me, or something like that. All right. Loves y'all.
No, I'm saying y'all doing. I didn't watch the Marlon thing. I was like,
save yourself. I know Jamani watched it, so I think it may just be me and him. Kim, did you?
No, I watched it.
All right.
I watched it twice.
All right. So we
I've seen another stand-up special from him, and I was like, bro,
the one on Netflix was terrible, but
that was terrible.
This one was way better.
Oh, was it really?
Better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because you're right. That was horrible.
That was horrible. That Netflix one was trash.
I was like, who recommended Marlon Wayans? So I was like, no.
It was, but I will tell you, I saw him at the Laugh Factory in Chesapeake, Virginia with Sean. They weren't together, but they were like on the same. One came out right after the other. Phenomenal.
Yeah. I've seen Sean. I've never seen Marlon in person, but I've seen Sean in my head. I always thought that Sean was really not the funny one, and I saw him on stage. I was like, this dude really is hilarious.
He was funny.
And I was thinking like, holy shit, he is like you hear like, oh, they wrote Scary Movie and stuff like that, but I'm thinking like, oh shit, it wasn't just mostly Keenan and Marlon, it was Sean too, because Sean is freaking hilarious, and I did not know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was shocked. I was, I thought Sean was just kind of only good because his brother, because Marlon's just ridiculous. So you know what I mean?
Marlon, what? Yeah, he was ridiculous. He did the only thing I didn't like that he does, and he does it every time he does stand up, he always has to do the spitting thing. Like spit has to drool out of his mouth. And to see that up close and in person made my stomach turn. I was like, stop it. Like, don't do, and he just lets it dangle. And it's not necessary, but he did it this one too. In God's love, it's like.
Can we save it for the special? So
yeah.
Let's put a pin in all this, and we will discuss it when we discuss it. But disgusting is eating your girlfriend.